Let's move on. Our next speaker is here. Worksport, Stephen Rossi. I see him backstage. Guys, let's bring him front stage. There he is. Stephen, good morning, sir. How are we doing today?
Good morning. Well, how are you?
I'm doing okay, considering it's cold and rainy in Michigan, but I don't really care about that. So, all right, we got your presentation here. Everyone, if you haven't heard of Worksport, they do solar-powered tonneau covers. Don't let me explain it. Let's just have Steven explain it to you. I'm going to let him do that. I'm going to take myself off and bring up his presentation. And Steven, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much. And, well, thanks for having me again. First, we wanted to recognize the Benzinga team. In this presentation for being such an outstanding platform. Your team is world-class, and we wanted to show appreciation for just how much effort, brilliance, and ingenuity goes into doing what you guys do and doing it so well. It's with your help that we've been able to build brick by brick to be where we are today, and we're on the footsteps of making history. We also wanted to thank our shareholders and supporters and advisors, our brilliant team that I get the pleasure and honor of working with every day. Now that we've had a few minutes to kind of reflect, we have the best shareholders in the world. To anyone watching here that's new today, do your own due diligence. You'll find that we at Worksport, we have a bright future ahead in multiple markets, and most exciting is our new clean tech energy initiatives and divisions. And I'll be discussing that a little bit later in our presentations. So this presentation is kind of a brief overview of our exciting company for any new shareholders. And I also wanted to say follow us on all major social media platforms under @Worksport Ltd. So under @WORKSPORT Ltd. So to that, I'm Steve Rossi, CEO and founder of Worksport Ltd. So what is Worksport? Worksport participates in the broader automotive markets through its accessory manufacturing division, and through Terravis Energy, our new subsidiary, we're working towards innovations with hydrogen fuel cell technology and manufacturing for EV fast charging and community microgrid power. Our mission is to maintain strong growth and lean operations, seeking stable growth through our designing and manufacturing of our innovative automotive components and accessories. We're going to be focusing on anticipating, solving, and capitalizing on challenges in energy deployment and development. This will be done by developing broadly available and efficient hydrogen fuel cells and DC fast charge systems. We're going to get into a lot of that later on in this presentation. Our vision is to find the growth through the innovation in our markets and developing intelligent products, which will enhance and refine the practical capabilities of light trucks and the lives of our broader global consumer markets. Through Terravis Energy, with our disruptive innovations, we'll produce compact, ultra-high efficient, and affordable hydrogen fuel cells for clean, green, fast charge, and microgrid energy systems, free from power grid connectivity. So one of the things that I wanted to highlight in everything we're going to be talking about is our intellectual property portfolio, our coveted intellectual property portfolio. It heightens the barrier of entry for future entrants. And our portfolio is a large and growing global portfolio of patents and trademarks. And everything that we've done is fully owned and prosecuted by Worksport, not acquired. So we haven't acquired any sort of patents, which means that we've kind of started from ideation to creation. And this solidifies our position within our markets and in the markets we operate, and it protects our inventions and our path into our current markets and future markets. So this is where it can be a little confusing, and everyone bear with me. I'm going to try to make this as simple as possible. We have kind of two divisions. We have Worksport Manufacturing and we have Terravis Energy. And we're going to get into how there's kind of a cross-pollination between the two with our energy automotive goods. So Worksport Manufacturing is focused on automotive products, tonneau covers for pickup trucks. And it's the hottest category since the mid-2000s. So it's kind of the right place to be. And that's growing both locally in North America and globally as a trend. Pickup trucks are dominating the roads everywhere. Terravis Energy, super exciting stuff that we're working on. And we have the most brilliant minds working on this together with us and our partnership with Ontario Technical University that we just recently announced. The OTU is like the MIT of Canada. We have 30 PhD candidates and PhDs, doctors, professors, the best minds working on our projects. And I'll get into what Terravis Energy is. And it's focused on sustainable transportation, research, and disruptive technologies. So let's introduce Worksport Manufacturing. So Worksport Manufacturing designs and produces tonneau covers for pickup trucks. Pickup trucks are the #1 seller and the #1 selling accessory for these pickup trucks. F-150, Ford, the Lightnings, the Hummers, all the buzz is around pickups. And the #1 selling must-have accessory for a pickup truck is a tonneau cover. So we design, produce, manufacture, and distribute truck bed covers for pickup trucks. We do a lot of OEM, not OEM, private label business for some mega brands in the US and in Canada. And we're starting to, now with the capital we've been able to raise, starting to build out the Worksport brand as a direct-to-consumer brand, as well as a business-to-business brand. And we'll talk about our strategies there. So we have two kind of lines of products. We have our competitively priced products, which is cost focused, and we have our innovative lines, which are differentiation focused, as well as we have a huge pipeline of high volume and high margin products coming out for pickup trucks for all the off-road enthusiasts, like we always say, and we'll say a lot in this presentation, for the person that swings the golf club or the hammer. So our sales channels on our tonneau cover lines is B2B and B2C. So B2B is private label sales, dealers and distributors. Business to consumer is much higher margin, selling direct to consumer through our own platforms and maybe small micro retail stores in like major areas that work for us. And this allows us to mitigate concentration risk and really build our brand, which will drive huge interest to the company as we grow, because really what everyone's focused on as we grow our story is EBITDA, that coveted earnings. So the B2C really helps bolster that, and we like to be able to backfill with very selective business to business accounts, and we do some amazing private label sales. So while you are driving on the road, you're going to pay close attention to the next pickup truck you see. You'll see a tonneau cover on the back of it, and that may very well have been manufactured by Worksport. So the market in the size of the market on the Worksport side, on the tonneau cover side, is 56 million pickup trucks on the road. It's recession-proof, COVID-proof. Pickup trucks sell in good times, they sell in bad times. There's 11 million trucks that were added to the roads in 2020, 2021, with the production clawback on from some of the COVID effects on supply chain. Probably going to be pretty close. I think that all manufacturers are really focusing their efforts on getting the trucks out there. Our compounded annual growth through 2027 in the markets, 8.5%, 8.25%. So a very high compounded growth. And it's the fastest growing segments are hard tonneau covers, which we participate in, the aftermarket applications, which we participate in. And generally this speaks to all of North America's, but it's trending globally. Like I said, trucks are dominating roads in North America. So our opportunities is we love what we do, but we're economists, we're capitalists. With our 2009 test of market, we had profit in Q3. We showed real margins. We showed real lean operations. So we're able to show the market that we are real and we are growing. So we can undercut through leaner operations, which means like our entry-level products, our bronze products, our SC3 or TC3 hard and soft folding tonneau covers, we can still maintain a 35% margin while being 5 to 15% less expensive. So we have that opportunity to undercut if we need to, but we're not going to, because where we really shine is outperforming through our innovations. So our more advanced truck bed covers are unlike anything the market's ever seen, and our margins are up to 70% in some cases. And as the economies of scale prevail, so will our margins. They'll increase, and our distribution reach will increase as well. Terravis Energy. So this is where things get super exciting. And where we wanted to talk a little bit more about things that the Benzinga audience will be able to hear first is that Terravis Energy, I'm going to explain it, but what you'll hear first is that we're going to be doing a full-scale launch, digital media launch of the Terravis Energy products that I'm discussing in a minute within this year. So the world's going to really see what Terravis Energy is and what the NPEV system is that I'll be talking about in the future. Just coming up right now. So we all know EVs are not a sustainable solution. The carbon emissions to create green vehicles, recycle the power, and power them and operate them is huge. And as I always said, are we not merely deferring the emissions from a gas or diesel vehicle or an internal combustion engine vehicle to that of a larger smokestack of a power plant, where quick power is needed to be able to facilitate the energy that these vehicles are thirsting over. So the need for power is increasing. The grid is overdrawn. Power supplies pollute. And when we have EVs and there's a freeze, like what happened in Texas, or there's a power outage or a natural disaster, then what? Then what do we do? Well, this is where Terravis Energy is a solution to a lot of those problems. So how are we going to make a change with Terravis Energy? By focusing on clean, green energy. So we have another, it gets a little confusing here too. So I'm going to explain it concisely. We have our Terravis line of products, which is our cross-pollination. It's energizing truck goods. So we have our solar cover system, which is, we're going to be naming that the Solus tonneau cover. And we have our core battery system, which is a portable battery pack system. So this will allow us to be able to create microgrids in the back of pickup trucks, recharge electric pickup trucks, or universal applications for consumer markets to take power anywhere you want where there may not be power available. this is where things get really exciting, is our NPEV system. NPEV stands for non-parasitic EV charger, and we believe we're one of the first to work towards doing this, is we're going to be combining the highest efficiency hydrogen fuel cell systems that's going to be designed by us, manufactured by us here in Ontario, Canada, and we're going to be pairing that with a DC fast charge system. So in the event of a blackout or a brownout or a grid outage, the grid is the first thing to fail. The power goes out. So the past year, we've seen historic blackouts in Texas and several hurricanes that wrecked the East Coast. So our reliance on the grid is outdated and dangerous. And also the power to produce, the power that comes in the grid has, as we said, CO2 emissions. So the fast charge networks are only available for, the Teslas and the Rivians coming out, where there are a lot of people in metropolitan areas and in hubs where there's a high population. So what happens during the road trips? You have to plan your road trip around the EV charge stations. With our NPEV solution, we're solving a lot of problems. We're free from blackout. We're free from grid reliance. We're clean and green energy, and we can be placed anywhere where otherwise grid or fast charge systems are not available. And with our future TerraVis projects, we're eyeballing other power and hydrogen systems, micro and macro grids, and personal hydrogen fuel cells, more like personal carryable fuel cell systems. So our sales channel for TerraVis, the solar tonneau cover, solar truck bed systems, and the battery systems are e-commerce, distributors, dealers, and developing key OEM relationships through EV manufacturers for the solar cover or the entire TerraVis package, which integrates into vehicles. So we have trucks like Atlas, Hercules, Rivian, Ford, GM, Canoo, Bollinger, Lordstown, Nikola. And they're coming out. There's more and more every day. So we already have a partnership with Atlas and Hercules, and we're their #1 fans, which is an OEM Tier 1 partnership. And yes, we are in talks with additional massive, globally known EV and vehicle manufacturers on our technology as well. And we're going to be looking to forge strategic partnerships, the ones that make sense for us and make sense for them. On the NPEV system, our markets is to manufacture and deploy and manage. So we can build our fast charge systems and deploy them and manage them, which means that we operate them and we're on the other side of that credit card swipe, or manufacture, sell, and manufacture and lease. So the manufacture and sell and lease side is really interesting when we start talking about massive, parking lot stations and kind of highway turnoffs and service stations on all the roads in North America, and broadening our horizons globally. So we just launched yesterday, which was extremely exciting, our pre-order site, and this really shows for the TerraVis side. So this anyone watching can go to www.goterravis.com, and this really shows that from ideation to creation to production, we've really realized sales. We've taken an overwhelming amount of sales globally on the TerraVis energy side of things, on the Solus and the core battery system, and we're really memorializing a decade of teamwork. And we're now finally at the stage where we're ready to start booking the sales, and we started yesterday. So I wanted to let everyone know that we only have a limited number of units to be pre-sold in this historic version 1 release, and we've already seen demand globally, and it's increasing. And we haven't even started marketing yet. With the next winter storm or power outage or natural disaster, when that happens, we'll be there to help those first orders, those first customers of ours, and they'll be best suited to respond and react, to bring power wherever it's not otherwise available. So the TerraVis system is the first of its kind. It's hard to address the market that it participates in, but in the portable power stations market, 7% compounded annual growth through to 2026. Still the right market to be, showing a lot of growth. And this is some of the fastest growing segments are lithium power, off-grid applications, in the North American region. So we're in the right place in the right market. And the TerraVis system would operate between portable power stations and the tonneau cover market. So it's really hard to hone in on the market that we're playing in because it's so revolutionary. TerraVis on the solar tonneau cover and truck bed system participates in 3 really cool markets. EV trucks. Yes, it will go on the back of the Rivian or the Lordstown or the GM or the F-150 Lightning, and we will look at ways of integrating it so we can get you 5 to 25 miles of free power from our solar technology. For the people that are saying, well, I'm not going to buy an F-150 Lightning, get it. For the 60 million pickup trucks on North American roads, now we have a microgrid. You buy our solar cover system and our battery pack, and now in the event of a natural disaster, for the contractor, the weekend warrior, or the outdoorsman or person, now you have a portable power station. For those that don't have a pickup truck at all, no pickup truck necessary. It's absolutely fine. you can buy our universal application, and you can buy our core system and just charge it by any 12-volt source, any solar power source, or any wall outlet globally. And now you have backup power for the campsite or the job site globally. So that's the coveted global market. For the NPEV system, there's 150,000 refueling stations in the USA, and that charged network, like we talked, like I know you guys have been talking about on previous people, is a 37% compounded annual growth through to 2028. So it's a massive system. So the market opportunities for the TerraV system is that we operate in a novel market with plenty of room for growth, and the NPEV system utilizes new, novel, low-cost hydrogen technology that drives B2B demand. So we wanted to really say that the small slice of the EV charging market will provide massive revenue opportunities for Worksport. Our financial condition is strong. We just secured $30 million in financing between 2020 and 2021. We have lean operations and a low cash spend, and our current cash is meant to be used for increased production and capacity. We're going to be producing in this very facility that I sit in here today, manufacturing locally for made in North America. We're going to obviously spend on R&D and continue to innovate, and obviously marketing and branding. Our marketing side is we're nimble, and we're focused our efforts on spending on channels that provide the best ROI, and we're working with the best in class firms and agencies, and we use iterative target-based spending. Our growth, so Worksport Manufacturing will grow to be made in North America as a consumer brand. Our EV solar, the TerraV solar and battery products, will grow in an emerging market that's coveted. It's the coveted global consumer market, and our margins will be in sometimes excess of 200% because they say you don't have to be the best, you have to be the first. Well, we're both. And the TerraV Energy on the NPEV side is the first of its kind off-grid, clean, green EV charging systems with a strong focus on future home and business power, microgrids, and community power. For the time frame, our phase 1 up to Q4 the end of this year, we're going to set up our factory that I sit in here today. We're going to launch our e-com platform, and we're going to continue to really market the pre-order site for the TerraV Solus and the core battery system. Phase 2, Q1 to Q3 next year, we're going to increase our marketing spend and demand, upscale our production, build a U.S. plant, or at least bicultural U.S. distribution for all of our products. And on the Solus and the core system, we're going to aim to have that in full production and commercially available and launched. And we're going to backfill with B2B, military, healthcare, global sales efforts on the Solus and the core system. We're going to have an upwards revenue trend into this Q1 to Q3 2022. And our phase 3, which is Q4 next year to the beginning of the year after 2023, is to begin prototypes of the next generation solar covers and energy storage systems. And we're going to launch the first hydrogen fuel cell and NPEV system. So things that I want to let everyone know here today is we're planning on launching a prototype NPEV system that you're going to witness by the end of this year. Hydrogen fuel cell DC fast charging system by the end of this year. And we're planning on launching some additional TerraV solar and battery system technology very, very soon. Some concepts that we're going to be doing that are going to blow everyone's mind. We're not just stopping on the cover and the battery system, but we are going to get that done first. So revenue projections, would be awful disappointed if we didn't hit about $25 million in tonneau cover sales with the core and the Solus. That'll get us into middle market territory, that 100 to 500 million plus. And when the NPEV system comes out, our hydrogen fuel cell system, we always say all bets are off. That's when we think that the growth is catabolic. So that concludes the end of my presentation. I'd welcome any questions, and I appreciate the opportunity to present.
Yeah, a couple questions from our chat here, Stephen. Thanks a lot for that. One of them, actually, they're both kind of the same. I'll quote directly. How long does it take to charge the solar backup system, and what's the drive distance running off that?
So we'll be able to provide 10 to 30 miles of the average commute on an average size pickup truck. So that's a big dent when the average commuter is only about 30 miles. For our battery systems, we should be able to charge 3 batteries in the run of 1 day, which is going to give you about 6 kilowatts of power off grid, which is pretty meaningful.
And what are the costs here? This is also from our chat. What are the costs here? Is it something that can be bought at the time of the purchase? Do you buy it after the fact?
Yeah, so the pre-order available now. So first in line, first come, first serve on the GoTerraV side. We anticipate the battery system is going to be around $2,000. The cover system is going to be around $1,500. But it's a very meaningful package when you're looking at creating a little microgrid.
Got it. All right, Stephen Rossi, you can see there is the CEO of Worksport. Stephen, always a pleasure, sir. Have a good rest of your day.
Thank you. You as well.